I'm at that point where I'm starting to get comfortable again, and I'm like,
Something's coming. Something's coming.
something's got to change. I don't know what it looks like. I didn't have examples coming into recovery, so I was the example. And then coming to Men in the Arena has been the part that's helped me to learn to lead. One of the things I hold on to is that there's, and I don't know who said that, but I hang on to that every day.
Men in the Arena Army, we salute you. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of the Men in the Arena podcast. I'm Jim Ramos, your guide and host, leading you to your best version in the stress bubble of life and beyond. Welcome to Spotify's #1 podcast for Christian men and iTunes #3. Number 1 and 2 are coming and get you. Hey guys, I'm excited today to have another one of our Average Joe conversations with my good friend, Chris Hancock. So Chris, first of all, let me say this. We call these Average Joes because these guys haven't written books. They don't focus on men's ministry as a profession. But make no mistake about it, these guys are not average in anything they're doing. They're crushing it in life. They're crushing the stress bubble. My friend Chris, I've known for 20 years. He's got a tremendous story. He's a business owner. He's loving his wife while he's just crushing it. So, Chris, how you doing today, man? What's been going on?
I'm doing great. Just got off work today and got home and was able to talk with my wife. And then I came here.
And you didn't fall off a roof.
I didn't fall off a roof.
Every day you can stay alive up on a roof.
Oh, I'm so thankful when I touched the ground.
Okay, so hold on. So are you still treating roofs right now? Because you're not a roofer. You treat them for moss. It's Oregon, you guys. We have 2 seasons in Oregon, rain and construction. So Chris is the guy I call to aerate my lawn. He's the guy I call to moss my roof. So are you still mossing roofs?
Yeah, today I blew out some gutters, treated a roof. And it's that time of year where people are calling me to start cleaning roofs. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we had you clean the gutters after fall.
Yeah, and then treat the roof to kill the moss.
Okay, so we're having you treat the roof the wrong time of the year then.
Any time of year, it's Oregon. We're gonna have stuff fall.
Okay, I'm just like, I want to make sure. So hey, great to have you on today. We've known each other. You actually were part of the original 15 guys that started Men in the Arena, and it was the original 18 guys. Yeah. And then interestingly, you and your kind of mentor, I don't know, was he a mentor, Jim?
Yes. Yeah.
You guys kind of dropped out at the same time. You didn't feel like you fit the group, that maybe you weren't ready. But since then you probably led 7 or 8 different teams of men.
Oh, of course, yeah.
In the Men in the Arena, you've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
You're one of our leaders. You're a small group leader.
Yeah.
You run CR at your local church.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just crushing it. And you've just continued to. I mean, I'm just like proud to be your friend. Like, you've just done it. Like, you've done what most people don't do. Most people aren't willing to climb out of the mire. You climbed out of addiction. You've built your own business. You've been loving your wife well. You see it on her face. She's just a radiant, beautiful woman. And so, I'm just very impressed with this trajectory of yours. So, great job, man. It's just awesome.
Well, one of the things I hold on to is that there's no shortcuts to any place worth going. And I don't know who said that, but I hang on to that every day, because when you think about taking a shortcut, you just got to know that that's not God's way.
Vonda Bright, the wife of Bill Bright, the founder of Campus Crusade for Christ, once said, the longest distance between 2 points is a shortcut. Now, I don't know if that's the quote you're looking at, but I can tell you the source of that quote.
Right.
So
I just know that taking shortcuts is not the way to go.
Well, what's interesting too is that I just met with a guy today, and these guys want instant fame, instant platform, instant. But if you think about it, Jesus spent 30 years in obscurity, right? Running his dad's, general contractor business, or whatever they did. I think he was a yoke maker for oxen. That's my own theory. And William Barkley would agree. Commentator, not the basketball player. Is that who's the basketball? Oh, Charles Barkley. My bad, not a sports guy. And then Moses spent 40 years in obscurity. So before he led 1.5 million Jewish people, he led, 100 sheep or something. So Paul spent the experts think 11 years in obscurity. So nowhere. Joshua spent, must have been 50. Well, we know it was at least 40 years being Moses' administrative assistant, right?
Right.
So we know in Scripture there's no shortcut. Shortcuts don't exist. In fact, in Scripture, we call these seasons of obscurity. So when, in America, though, we don't want to go through a season of obscurity. I mean, even our podcast producer, Daniel over here, he's in full-time ministry now, but it's taken him 40 years to get to a point where he could train and hone his skills and his character to be in, right? Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
And so I think we're just not willing to pay the price. And the problem with that is when the crap hits the fan and when the storms come, we're not willing to pay the price because we never paid the price.
That's exactly right. Well, in our marriage and everything, we just know that we can't take shortcuts. And we've learned that through taking shortcuts.
Yeah.
When you see something fail, you can look back and say, it's because I didn't do it right the first time.
Well, I get so frustrated with all these young guys out there nowadays. If you're a young guy, I'm frustrated with you. Living together with their girlfriends. That is statistically, it increases your chance of divorce.
Right.
And people can argue that, but you never can get a straight answer. But we think it's like 70%. So, but they do it in the name of convenience. They do it in the name of compromise. They do it in the name of a commitment, a lack of commitment. And I added another one. They do it in the name of clause. Not Santa Claus, but there's a clause in there. I will love you until. Well, that's not marriage, bro.
Well, me and Brandy have certainly been through a lot. We've been together for 23 years, but at one point we started over and we signed a purity contract, and it wasn't easy. I had to learn who she was without sex. And it goes along with that, jumping in front of what God's got for us. And God bless us in that.
Yep.
And so everything we've done, I didn't have examples coming into recovery. So I was the example. And then coming to Men in the Arena has been the part that's helped me to learn to lead.
I like what you said, though. You said jumping in front of God.
Yes.
I've never heard that phrase before.
Well,
where does that come from?
Many times in my life, I've made decisions. I would pray about something and then just jump to the decision. And then a day later, some blessing would happen that would have taken care of that blessing that I jumped in front of him. For instance, buying cars or maybe taking a personal loan. There have been times we've done that. And then the next day we got money in the mail, or, we've figured out now that the car we bought was not the best choice. And so jumping in front of God. And now we're learning that if we just take time and wait, God will show us.
Yeah, he's definitely slower. His ways are not our ways. His speed is not our speed.
Oh, that's
He's not living. I do think that's a big issue with especially young men. We jump in front of God like, well, his best can't be sexual purity for me. I mean, there's so many girls out there. I might as well try them all. No, you're made for 2 boobs and 1 vagina for all your life. And trust me, man who's been married and faithful for 33 years, trust me, that is the best plan by far. Like, I tell you what, USA Today had a thing on who has the best sex. Religious couples. There wasn't any religion. People who go to church regularly have the best sex because they live by a moral code.
Right.
And that moral code is, I've been married to one woman for 33 years, but I'll tell you what, I've been married to probably 20. She changed. Her body has changed. She's been pregnant 3 times. Her body changes cyclically. She's had different seasons in her life. It's wonderful. It's not like I'm not married. I'm married to the same woman, same soul, but there's a beauty in how much she changes. And God knew that. Right. She's been heavier. She's been skinnier. It's beautiful. Honestly.
Yes, most certainly. And now we're coming into a season where we're grandparents. Yeah. And, but we keep Saturday available for each other as a date day. We call it a date day. We're not doing a couple hours. We're doing the day. And so last week we actually drove down to the Redwoods and checked that out and just spent the day together. When you're in the car for 10, 12 hours, you're going to talk about something.
Yep, 100%. And even if you don't, that's okay.
That's right.
So is that what you want to talk about today about? Your marriage? What do you want to talk about?
No.
We just got on a roll because we've been friends for 20 years.
That's right. Well, I have been moving through, when I got into recovery, I was looking at people that had a couple of days of recovery, and that was my goal, is to get there. And then as I moved into recovery, I would see people that are leading groups and leading people. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can get to that point. And then, being in ministry, being in leadership roles where you oversee people, and now being a ministry leader for Celebrate Recovery, I've kind of moved past people where they're at in their journey.
Yeah.
And now everywhere I look, everybody's kind of at the same level. And so now I'm looking at who do I go to now for my mentor? Because before it was, when you start at the bottom, it's easier to find somebody that's above you.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now I'm looking around going, and this next step is going to have to be a Rick Warren or somebody a lot bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
And so I'm
understand.
going from here to up here.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about a ladder, a couple levels, not just
Keep
one.
climbing the road. So,
Yeah,
so how do you do that? Have you figured that out?
I haven't figured it out. And so, I've just been really praying about it and still surrounding myself with people that are leaders.
Yeah.
That I still think of, I most certainly think of our head pastor as our lead pastor as a person that I look up to, but I don't know what that looks like yet. I was praying today, actually, of the leaders I know in my area, maybe somebody I could go to. And I am looking at starting a new accountability group. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it's interesting from scripture. You see Moses looking to Jethro. I just was talking to a man about this today. You see Jethro coming and visiting Moses. Moses is judging all the Israelis from dawn to dusk. He's making rulings, and Jethro goes, "Hey, man, this is not good." And he, came alongside of him. Paul got brought along by Barnabas and and others, and then he brought Timothy and Titus and many others along. We're always looking for that next guy to help us. JFK said, "A rising tide causes all ships to rise." Right.
Right.
And then I think of 1 Corinthians 15:33. It says, "Behold, shut up, idiots, and listen. Bad company corrupts good morals." So we know that there's something to our relationships, right? And then 2 Corinthians 6:14 says, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers," right?
Right.
And so these are all. And then I think of Galatians 6, 7, and 8 comes up at the top of my head. It says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." So all these things, and then we kind of go, okay, now let's look at Jesus. Really interesting. Oh, Jesus loves everybody. Yes, he does. Everybody has equal salvation, but we are not all equal in our gifts and abilities. He hung out with 12 dudes for 3 years. First of all, he hung out with 12 dudes. Yeah, there were some ladies on the periphery, but he hung out with 12 dudes. And of those 12 dudes, he had a definite favorite. Definite favorite. And of those 12 dudes, he had number 2 and 3 and 4 were definite. It was no doubt in anybody's mind that Peter and Andrew, brothers Peter and Andrew, James and John brothers, those 4 guys were tight with Jesus. And even more than that, it was Peter, James, and John.
Right.
I mean, so much so he gave them, they're the only guys that got nicknames. Did you know that? I guess Thomas was called the twin, but I don't think that was a nickname Jesus gave him. Jesus gave Peter the name Peter, the rock or stone. He gave the James and John the Bonergies, or sons of thunder. So imagine this. Imagine this. You're like Bartholomew. I mean, you're kind of ticked.
Yeah.
Like he gets to go. They went in to heal the dead girl. They went up to the mountain. What's going on, Jesus? Well, what is Jesus teaching us? He's teaching us that there are different levels of people in friendships.
Right.
And so if we want to go to the next level, this is a harsh reality. We have to choose the relationships wisely.
Well, I mean, being in leadership, I've recently looked around and been like, okay, I don't have a lot of people around me that are at that next level. And so I have to get uncomfortable to get to that next level. But I never want to stop learning. Marriage is something that I'll always be working on. And so being the leader in my home is something I'll always be, even if it's just me and my wife.
Well, it's interesting. So when we launched Men in the Arena, I had no idea what I was doing. God called me. I decided to do the dumbest thing ever and just go fall all in, leave the church ministry and go all in on this new ministry with nothing, right? And I thought, okay, I don't know what to do. But I read 2 books by guys in Oregon that were top shelf guys, Bill Perkins, who I'm still friends with today, and a guy named Stu Weber, who's an outstanding author. And I drove 2.5 hours twice to meet with Stu Weber for 2 hours just to listen to him and have him teach me. And Bill Perkins, the same thing, help me. And even now we're doing some things. We're putting together an event with me and 3 high level leaders. These are household names. These are names that you would know, household names.
Right.
And we're putting them together. Why is that? And they've asked me, why do you want to do this trip with us? Why do you want to put this together and spend all this money for us? I said, well, because I'm at the top of Division 2 and you are the top of Division 1. And the only way I'm going to get to the top of Division 1 with God's help is to sit around and hang out with guys that are already there, right?
Right.
And so that's what we're trying. So the question for you would be, you talked about CR and you mentioned Rick Warren, obviously. That's probably out of the question since he's retired,
Right.
but he's started CR. But I guess the thing would be, who are the guys within, let's say, 500 miles in the CR industry, or the CR ministry, sorry, who are crushing it?
Yeah.
Who are the guys doing it way better than you? And do any names come to mind?
Not right off the top of my head, but
That's probably the answer to your, that's probably what you want to think about.
I can't think of the gentleman's name right now, but we just went to a thing in Redmond, and there was a lot of leaders there that I really look up to. And so I've been visiting that and just praying about what that might look like.
Yeah. Who are those guys meeting 100 guys in their meetings every week?
Yeah.
Who are the guys that have 100 people in their meetings? How about 200? And what are they doing differently than you? And what one thing are they doing? A lot of these guys are from bigger churches and bigger ministries, and they're in cities, so that a lot more population, so they're going to be bigger. But it forces and compels them to do some things a little bit different,
Right.
to manage that many people. So what are those things that you can glean and do it here and get ahead of the curve?
Well, and whatever I do, I want to be real about it. I think a lot of people that I come across are just doing stuff behind a mask. And I don't want to be that person. I want to lead humbly and, be honest about what's going on in my life. And
I feel like you're already that guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, so if you're already that guy, then just keep being that guy. That's not the question. The question isn't how do I keep being authentic? The question is, how do I go to the next level by finding next level guys? Isn't that the question?
Yeah.
So that's the question that we're trying to figure out. And I guess, first of all, is it biblical? I think it is. I think based on the scriptures I quoted, I think it's very biblical. I think Jesus modeled it. And then the second thing is, are there people out there that I know who are doing better? And if the answer is no, then the next question is, well, who do I know who knows somebody? I know a guy right now in Texas. We know him. You know him too.
Right.
And I don't know if he's doing CR anymore, but he was connected to a lot of guys early on in CR.
Right.
He could probably point some names, throw some names your way.
Right.
Like, who are the guys that know guys?
I think my next step is maybe not here. Maybe that 2.5 hour drive you're talking about.
Oh, it's got to be.
Maybe it's not right here. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and I want to continue to grow. And I don't know what that looks like. And God, when I got into recovery, kind of cleared the path for me to lead people I didn't know what that looked like. And so it's been a trial and error, and just keep going, just keep getting up every day and moving forward.
Well, I think you said, I don't know what that looks like. And I think it looks like a lot of energy and time and blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, that's the thing about the next level. It costs something. And that's why people don't go to the next level. They don't want to pay the price. Like I've told the Lord, like I'm not willing to sacrifice my marriage for my ministry. I'm not willing to sacrifice John 10:10 for my ministry. God, I'll die for you. I'll take a bullet for you. I've already mentally prepared myself for when that day comes, hoping I get persecuted for my faith. That's a great honor to get persecuted for your faith. However, I'm not willing to I'm not willing to ruin my life for my ministry. I'm willing to ruin my life for Jesus, but not for my ministry. And so, there's a lot of suffering involved around going to the next level. Like in the fitness world, you suffer. In the hunting world, the guys that kill they suffer. And so I think in the ministry world, there's a level of suffering. And it could be for you, it could be driving, spending your money to drive 2.5 hours, 4 hours, get in a plane and fly 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
There's a suffering, right? Resource suffering, marriage, there is suffering. Your marriage there may be a little short-term suffering there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As your wife's going, why aren't you home this weekend? I got to fly to Texas and meet with this guy who runs a CR of 1,000 guys.
Right. What's that look like?
Yeah.
And hang around them people. I still go to CRs and, see what it looks like, not being in the leadership role and I still go and do recovery myself. So I hang out with people without doing the ministry.
So here's a question. So I guess here would be a temptation. Then temptation would be, okay, you went from here to here. How do you deal with the leaders that are here? That's probably, I mean, to get to the next level is one thing, but how do you deal with the ones that are down at this level? That's another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you,
Where do you go from there?
well, what do you offer them? Do you offer them judgment?
Well,
Bigger than you? Do you offer them grace? What
I
do you
continue
offer?
to be the example. Just live my life out, and me and my wife, we're living it in real time.
Yeah.
I can't do recovery. Sometimes I have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And the Bible is that way too. You can't just do it part of the time.
Well, I love Philippians 1:6. It says, I am confident of this very thing, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. And I think something hit me as we were talking just now. Like, if I want to go to this level here and I'm at this level here, I still have an obligation to this level here. The moment, when I was doing my studies for my ordination, there was a phrase that a guy named McGavran came up with, and the phrase is redemption and lift. And what the phrase means is, God redeems you out of the mire of sin, right? Saves you, puts you on solid ground. But the further you get away from that moment, or the further you get into your sobriety, 18, 20, 24 years, we tend to lose what it was like, how bad it really was here. And we tend to judge that person.
And that's one area that being minister lead, you get to see that person that walks in their first day and what that looks like. And that's also why I visit other Celebrate Recoveries as a participant, not as a leader, because then I get to remember, okay, maybe I'm at a really good spot. But kind of where I'm at right now is, I'm comfortable here, but I need to get uncomfortable to do God's work.
Yeah, I think I met with a guy today for lunch. I bought him lunch because he was younger than me, and I have an old guy rule, Yeah. But he's just getting ready to start a ministry. And I had some guys really encourage me, and I had some guys really discourage me, and I wanted to be truthful with him and honest, but encouraging.
Well, sir.
You can do this. There's an obligation there's a relational cost. Like, when I go to this level, I'm going to not be hanging out with people that maybe would prohibit me or inhibit me from going to the next level. However, I still need to go down to that level and minister to people there and help them to raise their game, right? We have an obligation to mentor people and bring them along, just as we have an obligation to find people who are ahead of us. I meet with Patrick Morley every other Wednesday. He had probably the biggest men's ministry in the world, Man in the Mirror. He sold 1 million books of his first book, Man in the Mirror. He's just a phenomenal human being at 74, and he meets with me every 2 weeks. And just to sit at his feet and he says, whatever I have is yours. I mean, can you believe how powerful that statement is?
Well, I think that's the person that's the type of person I'm looking for.
But those guys really want to help.
Right.
It's just you got to be humble and you go, you know what? Like, I'm asking him questions. And he's like, no, that's not true. Or, he's saying things like, no, you can't say that. No, that's wrong. Like, but I mean, I want that. I'm like, okay, I have some character formation that needs to take place.
Right.
Beyond the ministry stuff. Like, some of these guys, you sit at their feet and you're like, oh, they're a better man than I am. It's not just about methods and tactics. It's about character, character and integrity.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's kind of the direction I'm moving towards. And I don't want to get comfortable where I'm at. I think when we get comfortable, we stop trying to learn more, and our marriage stops. And so even when we do our date nights with my wife, I try to figure out what I can do differently. Let's not make it boring. Let's throw something new in there.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting. James wrote in James 1, consider all joy, my brothers, whenever you encounter various trials. And I mean, we need to go create a crisis. We need to create a comfort crisis. We need to get out of those comfort zones and create, find situations to suffer and find joy in that. I mean, what you're talking about doing is a hard thing.
Right.
That's a hard thing. But there's joy in that hard thing, right? Because you're going to a different version of you, a better one, right?
Right.
So it's really, I mean, I applaud that. It's hard to do, and then the older you get, the more people frown at that. I mean, I have guys tell me, why don't you act your age? Well, you should be starting to retire. Well, wait, I mean, I still have vigor. I still have vision.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep, if I have a pulse, God's got a purpose. So why would I throttle down when, why would I mean, Caleb, he said, hey, I'll take the high ground. I'm 84. I'm as strong as I ever was. 84. I'll take the high ground. Give me those guys in the high ground. I'll take them.
Yeah.
And tactically, he was in a poor position, but he took them. And so this is as we get older, I think, I don't ever see in Scripture ever people retiring into oblivion.
This sounds funny, but when I decided to start walking with God and doing the things, he's made things uncomfortable for me. Public speaking was definitely not. I dropped out of high school because I didn't want to do public speaking.
Dropped out of high school.
I dropped out of high school because I didn't want to do public. And then when I got into recovery, God, everywhere I went, God cleared the path for me to do public speaking. And I was scared to death about it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And now I'm like, now if I get comfortable, I'm uncomfortable. So I'm at that point where I'm starting to get comfortable again. And I'm like,
something's coming. Something's coming.
Something's got to change. I don't know what it looks like. And to be honest with you, most of my life, I don't know what it looks like. What's it look like to be a regular person? I have no clue.
All you can be is you.
That's right.
Like, all you can be is the best person that God has made when he made you.
Right.
And you're doing a great job, man. You've come up. When you were in our original 18 group, I was like, this guy, he's not fitting in. He's not where these other guys are.
Really?
I'm like, this guy's just not there. But you weren't there, but that's okay. You were on a journey, and now you are there.
Right.
You are that guy. You're one of our leaders. So it's been really, I'm proud of the journey that you're on, and I'm just really blessed to be your friend and to see that. It's just really fun because so many don't finish their journey. And yours isn't over, but I mean, so far you're 20 years in that I've seen, and you continue to do it. So I would say, man, keep doing it. And I think there are those people at that next level for you to help you grow as a leader. And so keep doing it, man. You're crushing it.
Well, me and my wife certainly look up to you, and you've helped us so much in our marriage and the things we've done. And we're still, believe me, we're still work in progress, but every day we get up and we're up for the challenge. And I know recently starting to work again, it's been a challenge for me, but hey, that's what God's got for me. I'm going for it.
I remember you told me one time something that just scared the crud out of me. You said, everything you tell me to do, I do. Everything you say, I do it. I implement. I'm like, man, I better be saying stuff that's biblically true. No pressure. But I mean, honestly, it's worked because I try to pull my opinions out and just preach what the Word of God teaches to the best of my understanding. And I think that's very important to me. And you guys are case in point. Right. That there has been, at least most of the stuff I've shared has been actually truth. Right. I don't know if all of it has been, because it get a little ranty sometimes. Get a little ranty sometimes, but it's great. So, man, hey Chris, thanks for coming, hanging out, man. Sure appreciate you and your beautiful wife, Brandy.
Well, I appreciate you and your leadership in our life, and it's been amazing. And I'm excited to see whatever God has for me. I'm ready for it.
And he has it, bro. So.
Yeah, I'm just ready for whatever next mountain, whatever. I'm here to take it.
Take it, baby. Take it. Hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. This has been a great time with my friend Chris. Hey, guys, until next time, feel the wet sand on the arena floor. Hear the deafening roar of the crowd. Taste the sweetness of victory. Smell the stench of battle. Get in the game. Get dirty. Grind it out. Go to that next level and be a man.